So give open science the attention it deserves. This is a quote from the president of Stockholm University, Astrid Söderberg Widing. She is a leader that is for open science. It is very important to have the leadership of the university pro open science if you want to work with the university to accelerate the open science movement. Stockholm University advocates the availability of its research and research results through a research and education environment that promotes, encourages, and informs about open science as a practice. This is a quote from our research data policy at the university. So you need to have policies on different levels, on state level, on university level. The policies tells the researchers what they can demand from us and what we demand from the researchers. But I think the most important is to discuss who are the influences on open science. Today we have heard from EU, from the politics, from the society, ethics and law, research infrastructure, research organizations, publishers, founders, but most of all, the researchers. The researchers are in the center of open science, and we should look of the needs of researchers. But of course, if you see, we have all these stakeholders within the open science, so there will be a lot of discussion about the movement towards it. In Sweden, we have in the research bill in 2016, we made a goal to transition to open access to research result, including scientific publication, artistic work, and research data. And it should be fully implemented in a 10 years perspective. So we have 4 years left to have it fully implemented. And the government gave directives for open access. The National Library of Sweden got the assignment to work on open access. So they have a national coordinating body for open access with open access advisory group and national working group on open access. And the Swedish Research Council got assignment for open research data, and they have a national reference group for the research data. And then the Rectors Conference started an open science group as well to have all those assignments in one group and set up special groups for different purposes. We have an open data group within the Rectors Conference, and we have an EOS group within the Rectors Conference, and we have the steering committee of the national consortia within the Rectors Conference. So what are we doing for the researchers in Sweden? One, for the open access to publications. Today, we have negotiated a lot of transformative agreements in Sweden. We have today, I think it's 16 agreements, different with the biggest publisher and even smaller. Next year, we will have about 20 agreements. What is really important is that the researchers shouldn't be hindered by the cost of APCs and things like that. So we have centralized the payment of the APCs through these transformative agreements. At Stockholm University, we have even gone further. We have centralized the payment for APCs in fully open access journals. So if a researcher wants to publish in a full access, open access journal, they just send a message to the library and we will take the APC for that article. We have agreements with PLOS, Copernicus, MDPE, and Frontiers. So with all the transformative agreements and with those with fully open access publishers, we reach about 90% open access for articles at Stockholm University. To help the researchers, we made a tool so they could search on the journal level. The researchers don't know about the publishers. They know about the journal. So here they can search for their journal and find out who is paying, if it's centrally financed, what kind of license options are that in a journal, and what sort of publishing model. So this is an easy way to find out if you can publish in this journal and it's centrally paid. And this is a cooperation with a startup firm, so it is called SciFree, and they are also making a platform for open access publishing, which is really interesting. So the researcher in center, we have a discussion at Stockholm University how we can help the researchers through the whole research process. And we are cooperating between the library, the grants office, the IT department, and the archive. And there are a lot of questions during the whole research process, from the beginning, during the research, when you're about to publish, and after the research process. So we had just made this as a picture, and we will let the researchers know in a easy way how they can get answers from the different departments at Stockholm University. It is really important that you have open science within the education as well. We have started a research course for the PhD students, a cooperation with one of the institutions. And the learning outcomes of this course is, to pass the course, you have to discuss and explain theory and practice in open science. You have to demonstrate an understanding of the FAIR principles and good research data management practices. You should produce a data management plan, analyze the state of open science in a specific field of research, produce a scholarly publication plan detailing a route to publishing articles, books, and research data openly. So this is cooperation with institutions and the libraries and the different departments at the university to work together on a PhD course open for all faculties. One main problem for the researchers is to store their research data in a secure way. In cooperation with the IT department, the library and the IT department have now made a new storage for the researchers. So it's a storage based at Stockholm University, and the interface is within private cloud in Sweden. So here they can secure storage and share their data. So all researchers in at Stockholm University will get 200 gig for free, and then they have to pay for the rest with storage, but it is a competitive price for that storage. And directly from this platform, you can upload and share your data within, for instance, Zenodo, Figshare, or the Swedish National Data Center. And then in the long run, we will also archive the data here. So this is an infrastructure tool made with the researchers and for the researchers. At Stockholm University, we have a research data management support group, and we have a one point of entry for everything: how to share the data, which kind of resources there are, data management plan, and a tool to help them working with the data management plan, guidelines, data management support, how to curate your data, data repositories, where can you put your data, and things like that. So all questions regarding data management you can find at one entry. And then we have legal expertise that can answer different questions. And finally, we have heard about the European Open Science Cloud, and it's a federated service that will be built, and that will even be easier for the researchers in the future to cooperate within Europe. And I think this is really important. So Stockholm University has engaged in it and will be part of the EOSC association. So I think this is a really interesting development for the future, and here you will find all the trusted repositories for the future. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much for your presentation, Mr. Widmark. It makes